picked this up and I thought, well, I have an arrangement of John Lennon's Imagine that is kind of hangs out on the top 4 strings of the guitar more than the lower. And I said, well, if I could work out how to play that on the uke, I would get a good basis, because I tune it with, it's a low G. So it's really like the top 4 strings of the guitar across the 5th fret. So something like this. It was being able to just kind of translate that and get used to not having those lower 2 strings, but still have something that has a full body, that still has a full arrangement, and you can really hear all the stuff. I listen to all improvisers in order to really build up a good vocabulary of improvisation. You shouldn't just listen to uke players, shouldn't just listen to guitar players, you should listen to singers, you should listen to trumpet players, to saxophone players, vibraphone, pianists, anything, drummers, just drummers doing interesting phrasing, and try to translate it to your stuff. And just in an organic way, walking along, whistling, and then trying to translate those ideas into the instrument. And the more you can do that and have it kind of breathe when you base it on something that where the instrument has to breathe, like a singer or a horn, the more kind of open and viable phrasing that you get in improv. Looking for ways to start phrases, I always think about being around the root of the key. For example, I was playing Imagine in the key of C. So something that slides up to the root, or comes across the 3rd and the 5th, something like that. And I'm always looking for intervallic ideas. When I say that, I mean not completely running up and down in a scale your motion. I think it's important, instead of just going, you go. Practice your scales in a way that you jump a note. If you jump 1 note, then try jumping 2 notes and then still going back to the lower note. And so you alternate back and forth, and that gives you a lot of interesting stuff. The other thing, of course, when you're on any stringed instrument, is whatever you learn and whatever you can sing, I think it's important for you to move it up and down the neck so you get used to being able to play it in the smaller and the wider frets. But the most important thing for you when you're improvising, for me, is to hear an idea, sing the idea, find the idea on the instrument, play it on the instrument, and then sing it and play it together. For example, if I go da 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 da, I'm hearing that in my mind. So I go, I'm hunting. No, that's not it. Okay, so now I've played it. I've sung it, now I'll do it together. Da, 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 da. And it adds that vibrance. Because if I just play it, it's okay. But if I sing it, it's crisp. There's some dynamics to it. Da, 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 boom, ba, da, 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 da. There is a controversy about looking at licks, quote unquote, and it's great to learn licks, but if you have no context in which to put them, I liken it to vocal vocabulary. If you have a big word and you just stick it in the middle of nowhere someplace and it doesn't make any kind of sense in the context of the sentence or the paragraph or the phrase you're trying to say, then it's just silly. When you practice things, there's a reverse thing. Earlier I talked about being able to start in your voice, and of course it starts in your mind, goes to your voice, you incorporate your heart, then you go to the instrument. That's one way. But when you're going other way, when you're looking at written licks or you're listening to licks and you're incorporating, You got to go the other way. You've got to play the thing and then sing it so it becomes part of you. Da 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 ba ba da da ba 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 da da like that, and until that you would naturally hear that thing, and that's when you can actually own it. It's yours now, and you can use it in a musical sentence.